Hey there. So it has been a while since I've posted a video. Quite frankly, I get nervous doing them. And yet I tell our agents all the time that they have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So here I am practicing what I preach. I think the last time I may have posted a video actually is this time last year when I announced taking on the team leader position at Keller of Central PA. I have learned so much in the last year, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity every single day. Some of you may not know, though, what being a team leader means. So, really, it's in short, if you will, it's growing the top 20% of our market center through coaching and consulting. It's also ensuring that not only my top 20%, they have big businesses, but they also have big personal lives, right? So they're achieving all their goals in their business, and yet they get to have fun and reach their personal goals and dreams in their personal life too. Work-life balance is really important to me. I'm also responsible for growing the market center through interviewing top agents in the area to see if not only KW is a good fit for them, but yet also to make sure that they're a good fit for us and our culture, and that our systems and models are going to help them achieve the goals that they desire. Now, through consulting with top agents, not only in my company, yet all over central Pennsylvania, one of the biggest challenges that I keep seeing consistently over and over again that agents face are, quite bluntly, themselves. They choose excuses instead of results. So I know I'm being a little bit more blunt than I normally am, and yet I have learned that sugar coating doesn't help anyone, and being clear is being kind. So listen, I know no one is immune to bad days. There is always going to be some sort of challenge you're facing in life. I've been there. I live it, I understand that feeling where you get over one hurdle and then another hurdle seems to appear. Sometimes this next hurdle is even bigger than the one before, and your life feels like it's just lining up hurdles, like you're in some high school track and field again, and each hurdle is just training you emotionally to get to the next one. Is that speaking to anybody? I know I've been kind of in that too recently. And what I've learned is, and what I remember and remind myself is that the challenge, or maybe it's change that you're facing, is most likely out of your control. You probably didn't choose for enter whatever is going on in your life here to happen to you. And yet how you look at that challenge, how you face it, and how you let it affect the rest of your day, your week, your month, your year is completely in your control. The way you navigate adversity will determine your success and how you come out on the other side. So oftentimes when I'm going through these hurdles, I'll remind myself, I've done this before, right? This isn't any harder than the one before. I'm ready for this. I will get through this, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Now, here's what I am not saying. I'm not saying that you can't feel the emotions that arise from the challenges that you face. Your feelings are valid. So feel all the feels, right? Having a hurdle come up, allow yourself to absorb the emotion, absorb what is happening, get it all out, but you need to keep it short-lived. Living and reliving the negative thoughts, the what ifs, the why does this always happen to me, the I'm better than this, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you feel like you're not better and that this is why life keeps happening to you. Just remember that those thoughts are not going to solve anything, and more importantly, they're not going to undo the situation. We cannot think away our problems. I'm going to say that again. We can't think away our problems. So trying to go back and, well, what if I did this? And maybe I should have seen this red flag, and just keep reliving the scenario over and over again is not going to change what has already occurred. So here's what I am saying, or better yet, maybe asking. How long are you going to allow those emotions, those things, those hurdles distract you from the other areas in your life that you deserve and that require your energy? How long are you going to let it control you? How long are you going to let that hurdle prevent you from hitting whatever goal it is that it's starting to get in the way of? Is it worth not hitting your goal for? So is the problem you're facing right now, I want you to envision it, is that hurdle worth preventing you from hitting that goal for you? Is that hurdle worth not hitting your goal for your family? So instead of figuring out what you should have done differently, if anything, let's figure out what you can control in this moment and how you can continue to move forward. A couple weeks ago, I went to a family reunion, which is a big Keller Williams convention to teach us different ways on how we can get through the shift and how to build our businesses. And they always have wonderful keynote speakers. And one of the keynote speakers was Molly Fletcher. And she spoke to my soul. I felt like she was preaching to me. You ever been there, like you're in church and you're like, oh my gosh, did he just read my diary? Like that's how I felt with Molly Fletcher. And she said, the difference between those who are successful and those who are not successful is not based on talent and skill or even luck. It's based on discipline and perseverance. She said, you can make change happen to you, or you can make change happen for you. Now, again, I mentioned earlier that I like to practice what I preach. For some of you who don't know me and then are listening to this, I have been there. I was a single mom going through bankruptcy. I was navigating a new career, single mom life. It was intertwined with meetings with attorneys, having to go to court, financial meetings with financial planners. And then I would have really good days where I was like, I've got this, like I've got it all together. It's a fresh start. I'm excited. I'm going to crush it. And then I would have days where I'd break down and I'd flip that excitement around and I'd realize that I was starting over at 28 with no money, 2 kids. Quite frankly, I was often wearing hand-me-down clothes. My apartment was filled with used furniture and dishes and piecemeal decorations that people had given to me. And often I would have a day here and there where I would just think, why me? Like, why is this happening to me? How did I not know to not get myself in this situation? But then I'd have to flip that back around. I'd let myself have my moment. I'd cry it out. I'd eat some Little Debbie's, right? Maybe go for a run, clear my head, and then I'd get back to work. I tell myself the damage is done. I have to put that fire out. Why am I going to keep relighting that old flame? So instead, I decided, and I would wake up and I would make a choice. I'm not going to relight that old flame. I'm going to go blaze a new trail for me, for my kids. And I'm not going to play the victim. Instead, I'm going to be the hero of my story, and I'm going to be a hero for them. And I'm going to set the example of how life should be lived, what love looks like, how you can be successful, even if you have to start over. So here's what I want you to think about is, will you let your struggles bring you down, or will you rise above and prevail? Now, I want to help end this on a little lighter note. The whole purpose of this was actually to give a gift, right? So how can I help you focus on the things that you can control? Many agents have goals, and yet they don't know what they need to do to hit that goal. So one of the things you need to do is remove the hurdles. Don't let those hurdles get in your way. The second thing is to know your numbers. So I actually have a spreadsheet that's quite simple. And it simplifies what you need to do and how much of it you need to do every day. It was a gift to me. So I'd love to gift it back out to anybody who would like to use this tool. And I'll kind of show you here if I can figure out how to share my screen, right? What we do is we call this a lid exercise. So lid stands for Just move this little toolbar down. LID stands for lifestyle, investment, and debt. So this spreadsheet's going to help you break down the lifestyle that you want to live, any investments that you want to make in the next year, and then any debt you want to pay off. It's going to help you calculate how much money you need to make, including what you have to be able to give to Uncle Sam. So that way you end up with take-home pay, right? That you can actually keep and spend and do whatever you want with it. And then it breaks it down to, all right, well, if based on your lifestyle, investment, and debt that you want to pay off, it's going to say, well, what's your average commission check? How many closings do you need in a year? How many conversations do you have to have in a year to get those amount of closings that you need? And then it breaks it down, because in this example, this looks a little overwhelming, but when you break it down per quarter, and then you come all the way down here and you break it down per day, it's not that bad, right? So in here, you'll notice that it also has you include vacation weeks. Listen, guys, sometimes those hurdles do need to be dealt with, right? And it might take you time away from work. Kids get sick, doctor appointments come up, and you should go on vacation. So we suggest that you at least put 4 weeks of vacation in this spreadsheet. So in this example, if you take about 4 weeks off, and I've had some people put in 6 here, it'll then break it down to how many conversations you need to have in a day, every work day, so that way you can hit your closing goal, including fallout, so you can then hit the income that you need for the next year. Now we're in March, right? So you might want to fluctuate this number a little bit, maybe put in a couple more weeks of vacation to make up for the fact that 2 months are already gone, if you haven't had production yet first quarter. So that's this spreadsheet in a nutshell. A lot of our agents have found it helpful. It just puts it into perspective how much they need to do every day, how many conversations they need to have every day to actually hit the closing goal that they have. It's one thing to say, I really want to have 30 closings next year. It's another thing to be able to put a plan behind it. And this spreadsheet does just that. So if you want a copy of this spreadsheet, it's completely free. Just drop your email in the comments or private message me your email address. No obligation. I promise I won't force you to come in for an appointment with me to get this spreadsheet. And then, of course, if you have questions on it, you're always welcome to reach out, because it is a lot of information here. So now I just have to figure out how to get back to my Zoom screen. Don't mind me. I was once the tech ambassador, which kind of cracks me up on a regular basis, but I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoy the spreadsheet and that you find it just as helpful as our agents have. So have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much.